Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and good evening, everyone, wherever time you're listening to this. My name is Ciara, and you're listening to the Sociology of podcast, where I talk about all things society and culture. And today, the block is hot, okay? Hold up. Ow, okay. I was gonna drink coffee, but it's hot as heck, so I gotta wait for it to cool down. Anyways, I got time today, guys, and not that way you think. Not in the way you think. Oh my gosh. Not in the way you think, because I have time in my hand now because I just finished my, what semester? It's not my last. It's the second to last because I have a little semester in the summer, which is like about 2 classes left. And that starts in a couple of weeks. But yeah, my mini vacation time starts now. So yeah, I have time today, guys. And today's topic will be investing. I just want to talk a little bit about investing. It's been a topic that I wanted to talk about, and it's not going to be anything too informational in terms of, because I'm not a professional when it comes to finances, but it's always good to talk about, investing and money and all these things, especially within the future. And from this past couple years, with almost a couple years with the pandemic, it's like the best time to invest right now in terms of stocks and stuff, because everything has closed down and then prices of stocks have went down, and especially big name companies have gone down. And I just want to talk about how that time has been the most beneficial for people who are investing, and how no matter how old you are, that you should invest, maybe as little as $1 or as big as $1,000 into a company. And yeah, I want to give credit to my favorite YouTuber, Troy TV, because if it wasn't for him explaining it detail by detail, maybe a little crash course he did on YouTube. My guy's fixing his car right now behind me. It might move. Yeah. So let's just get straight to the episode. I'm about to move this whole thing because I don't know why he's fixing his car at this time. But yeah, let's go. So what is an investment? What does it mean to invest? So to invest is to allocate money with the expectation of a positive benefit and return in the future. In other words, to invest means owning an asset or an item with the goal of generating income from the investment or the appreciation of your investment, which is an increase in the value of the asset over a period of time. So, what is the purpose of investing? Investing is a way to potentially increase the amount of money you have. The goal is to buy financial products, also called investments, and hopefully sell them at a higher price than what you initially paid. Investments are things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. The investment term that I am going to focus on in this episode are stocks. So, what are stocks? Stocks are a type of security that gives stockholders a share of ownership in a company. Stocks are also called equities. An equity is a stock or any other security representing an ownership interest in a company. On a company's balance sheet, the amount of the funds contributed by the owners or shareholders plus the retained earnings or losses. One may also call this stockholders' equity or shareholders' equity. Shares are how much ownership you pay from the stock. So basically, the more shares you buy into the company, the more money you will make from that company every time it profits, or as well as the more shares you make, their losses can be bigger for you as well, with how much money you have invested into a stock, aka the company. If you guys are on your phones or have a phone near you or even on the computer, you can look up a stock price on Google. You can literally type in how much is Apple stock, how much is Starbucks stock, how much is SeaWorld stock, any company that you can probably think of on top of your head, how much stock is what. And right now I'm on this app which shows me stock prices, And I'm looking at Apple, and Apple on May 5th, 2021, right now at 11:01 a.m. is $129.70. So let's say you want to buy one share of Apple. You would only pay probably, so what you do is if you want to buy Apple stock, you say, let's say you buy one share. You can round up 129.70 to 130 and you will get one share. You will own one share of Apple stock. They say that if you were to buy shares from a company, it's best if you buy multiple shares instead of maybe one share, because you can probably make more profit if you were to buy more shares. So okay, so here's one that I would think that would be way easier for someone. So how much, okay, so for example, how much do you think would be $20 for you? Like what would be something you would spend almost every day that's about $20? It could be a meal that you buy from going out to lunch or going to dinner. It can be maybe a t-shirt, one t-shirt. It can be a lot of things that you can spend maybe $20 on easily. So American Airlines is $21.58. It just went up to $21.60 now. So let's say we want to buy 20 shares. So you would basically multiply 21 point, wow, the cents keep going up and down. So maybe you can even multiply 21.6 times 20, basically. And sometimes the cents can change. Try to round up as much as you can to the nearest dollar. But right now, I think it would be best if I put $22 instead to the nearest dollar. So 20 times 20. So 20 times. Okay, so basically, you can get even a calculator here. I'm trying to find mine. 22 times 20. So $22 is how much the share is times 20. It's $440. You can own 20 shares of American Airlines for only $440. Now that is a pretty good price because airlines are a great example of things that have been pretty not in demand for the past year. Because of the pandemic, people haven't really been flying or going anywhere because of the CDC guidelines. And then some places you probably have to get a COVID test and test negative. And then there's places where you're probably going to be more high risk for getting COVID in hotspot areas. So now people are flying now. Now things are opening now. And they say the best stock to buy during this time is airline stock because airlines have a lot to do with traveling. People take airplanes everywhere. It's basically the fastest way to travel versus driving in a car. So, yeah, you would only spend $440 if you were to buy 20 shares. That's a pretty big amount of shares. And that's something maybe you can invest in as little as even $1, or you can invest $440. Not bad, I don't think. Okay, so let's say you invested $440. Now, what if American Airlines in the next maybe 10 years or so, maybe American Airlines will cost, instead of $22, it will go up to $100. So what would happen is your investment, so let's say you owe 20 shares. Let's say 10 years you still owe 20 shares for some reason. So you would multiply 20 of your shares times the new stock price, which is $100. You made $2,000 in 10 years, but I don't know if American Airlines will go up to 110 years. It'll probably go even more, but it's just an example. But maybe in the next couple years, it'll go up to $100. Who knows? That's what stocks are. They go up and down every single day. And some days are going to be very, very high. Some days are going to be very, very low. You never know when you're going to hit, I don't want to say like the jackpot, because, things like this can get probably a little too serious for some people. But it's a really great thing to get into if you want to do things in the future, like buy a house, buy a car, go on vacations, go on trips, just things that you can even save up for on a rainy day. Have these investments for whenever you need. If you were going to sell your stocks, you can have this money to rely on. And also, when it comes to investing, you may have to, it's not. Also, when it comes to investing, taxes are a big factor as well. And there's ways that you can reduce taxes when it comes to when you try to invest. So here's an example that is probably good for some people. People can have a brokerage account. So a brokerage account or investing accounts can prevent high tax costs because it is seen as an asset. So you have cash money brokerage account, which is cash, able to start investing and selling stocks by providing cash into the account through a broker. A broker is someone who basically is like it's like your mentor, basically. Your broker is like your mentor for investing. They're going to call you and be like, hey, this stock is this price. You should probably put this much into this. They're more of a guide for you to make more profit off of your investments. And then there's a marginal account where it's similar to a cash money account, but marginals are able to provide more shares and money for investments by giving out loans. But investing can be risky if a stock plummets in sales, which can make loan restorations harder, making the owned stocks go at risk for sale by the broker to restore the lost money. So this is a little bit about brokerage accounts. Basically, when you have a brokerage account, you're basically with someone or a group of people that you're going to share your investments with, and they're going to help you basically make money. And instead of being by yourself as an investor, you can rely on other people, and they're people that you can fall back on whenever things happen. So it's more of a guide thing. So if you have like an asset, it's not gonna high tax costs, but it is good to remember that you're going to have to pay taxes when it comes to investing. So I would suggest, if you were to get into investing by yourself, to basically look into the IRS website. They should have updated things on how you can properly file your taxes and being able to put in your investments, so that it's not like you're making all this money and you're not paying your taxes. You won't get in trouble. Always nice to talk to a financial expert or a tax expert about that. You can also put money into bonds. A bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower, typically corporate or governmental. Bonds are used by companies, municipalities, states, and sovereign governments to finance projects, operations. Owners of bonds are debt holders or creditors of the issuer. Giving out bonds towards charities or municipal bonds, aka local city projects and things, can lower the tax cost because the investments contributed towards society versus the individual self. So if you are investing into projects such as building a new bridge, fixing potholes, donating to a charity, it will make your taxes lower because you are investing into things, contributing into society versus contributing it all to yourself. So now we can dive a little more into what apps you could specifically use to invest with stocks and how you can make money with stocks, as well as the popular apps that people have been using, and also a couple YouTubers you guys can watch videos on, as well as maybe a couple books that I can recommend to you guys to read. So let's get into the next segment. So a couple of apps that I will talk about that have been recommended to by a couple of YouTubers that I've watched. Um, Apps that you can download, I believe for free. You guys can download Robinhood. And whoa. Okay. Hey guys, I know y'all are tired of me talking about the same thing, Anchor being all good, yada yada yada, but it's so good I gotta tell y'all a million times a day, okay? So let me tell you about Anchor real quick. If you haven't heard about it, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. There are creation tools for you to use to record and edit your own podcast right from your own phone and computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on popular platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other popular podcast platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it is everything you need to make a podcast. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That is anchor.fm to get started. So what are y'all waiting for? Download Anchor. So a couple of apps that I will talk about that have been recommended to by a couple of YouTubers that I've watched. Apps that you can download, I believe for free. Investing in, there is Robinhood, Acorn, Cash App, I believe PayPal as well. Those are a few apps that I know of that are popular when it comes to investing. I think that Robinhood, I don't know about Acorn. I think that they um, they I think they are free, but I'm not sure if Robinhood is one that's you may have to pay a couple dollars a month or so. But basically, what these apps do is they may even give you. I think a couple apps may also give you money. I think it's Robinhood or Acorn. I'm not sure which one it was, but I think one of them could give you, if you sign up with them, they'll give you $1 or so, or a little bit of money to put into your first stock. So what all these apps do is you can start buying your stocks, and they'll set up a portfolio for you. It will give you a list of your stocks that you are putting into, and it'll show you as much as what prices have went up, prices have went down, if your investments have gone up or down with the prices that you paid for. Investing apps can create your portfolio for you, which is a list of your stocks that you have invested into, and it'll show you if your stocks are doing well, if your stocks are not doing well, how much you have made overall as well from all of the stocks you bought. They say as well that it's best to buy maybe a lot of stocks. So instead of just buying one stock, it's good to invest in the 30 stocks or even 100 stocks, maybe even 1,000 stocks. How much money you want to give, you should give. So, for example, I have used Cash App. Now, it's not an app that is used in terms of favoritism of investing apps, but I'm using Cash App because it doesn't really have a commission fee, I don't believe. There probably is, I don't know if there is hidden fees really anywhere, but so far, nothing really special. But with Cash App, you can invest as little as $1 to a company. And basically, so if you buy a company that's maybe about, let's say, again, American Airlines, $22. If you put $1 into American Airlines, you're going to get that much of a stock. So it's basically like a baby stock. You're still going to earn money. It's just going to be a very, very low stock. It's like half a stock. I believe it's called, let me look up the diff. So it's like, so yeah, basically it's little halves of a stock, like a split stock. So you can get a fractional stock of something. So you can probably invest maybe into a big company like Amazon. Amazon is about, wow. Now, Amazon's probably one of the most expensive stocks I have seen besides Bitcoin. Um, so let's look up Amazon stock. Can't believe I missed Amazon. Okay, so Amazon stock is $3,331.21. Now, if you're probably thinking like me, who's gonna put in $3,000 for to buy Amazon? Hey, I thought the same thing. But as big as Amazon is, I decided to invest in money that I think that I can actually still profit from Amazon. Even though I don't own a full share of Amazon, buying a fractional share is not a bad idea when it comes to companies like Amazon, because Amazon is huge right now. You have Amazon Prime. Amazon sells almost literally everything. It's basically the Walmart of the internet. It's bigger than Walmart now. I have invested $100 into Amazon. Even though it's $3,000, I own 0.032 of a share. It almost sounds like nothing, but it is something. It is good to invest into big companies. Even if you want to invest as little as a fraction of it, that's okay. Maybe over time you can invest more and more. You can even set up in some apps where you could, I think in Cash App, you can put in as much like a fixed amount of money into a share at one time, and instead of just having to buy, they can probably not probably they could you can set up a system for yourself where you can have this amount of money go through this stock, and yeah, and then even if a stock goes a certain price, you can set it up to where you want to sell a stock as well. Now, the biggest thing that well, not you, but okay, the biggest thing that investors, I would say my favorite YouTuber, Choice TV, check him out. He recommended that one thing that we do need to invest in is Bitcoin. If you're not familiar with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is basically electric currency. Not electric. It's basically electronic currency. So I'm not sure when it's going to be like a thing worldwide, but eventually in the future, instead of having cash money, we're going to have cryptocurrency, which is basically electronic money. And people have invested into this, and it's going to be the biggest thing ever. So, cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, the price of it is $50,321.32. I have researched myself how I could probably invest into Bitcoin, even though it's like literally costs more than my entire life. You can probably invest as little as 20% of your how much investment of your total investment of your shares right now. So let's say total you have invested $2,000 into a bunch of stocks. 20% of that you can do 20%, and whatever how much money you have from that 20% you can put into Bitcoin. That's one thing you could probably do as buying in terms of a fractional share. So right now I'm going to give you guys my top stocks that I think that you guys should invest into. You guys should think about investing into Pfizer. The price of Pfizer is $40.82. That is not bad for a stock. I suggest you guys can invest in maybe about 5 shares into Pfizer, because Pfizer is the company that not started, but well, Pfizer and Moderna, but Pfizer specifically has created a vaccine for COVID-19, and it's good to invest into Pfizer right now because they're in high demand for vaccines. And vaccine rollouts are going to go on for a long time. So you guys should think about investing into Pfizer. I also invested into JetBlue. They're an airline company. Their share price is $19. That is not bad for a stock price. That is actually really good. For $19, if you're going to buy, you can buy literally a lot of things for about almost $20. You can invest in 10 shares or 20 shares of JetBlue with only $19. That is pretty good. Southwest Airlines, their share price is $61.53. Very good. You can own one share of that. It's only $65. American Airlines again, $22. That is really good. And then I invested into Kroger's. I invested into Kroger's because I know grocery store for one. Two, they also provide pharmacy stuff, including vaccines, gas, whatever they do, whatever they are. And Kroger is about $36.14, and that is pretty good. Another thing to probably invest in that's pretty cheap right now is AMC Entertainment, the movies. It's a good time to invest in the movies right now because movies are used to be very big with all the new movies coming out in the summertime and everything. But now since the pandemic, movie theaters have shut down. Now is the best time to invest into movie theaters. For example, AMC. AMC is about $10 right now. You can literally buy 10 or 20 shares with only $10. So this is how good it is. So $10, right? Let's say 20 times 10. $200. Only $200. You can own 20 shares of AMC. Oh my god, I clicked out. Yeah, of AMC. That is really good. Imagine in the next 5 years, all the movies, box office, everything's going to be big. And you're going to own AMC 20 times, and look at you. You're making a lot of money. I'm telling you, in the next 2 years, things are going to be booming and booming again once the pandemic has basically died down. I also invested into Cinemark. Cinemark is $21. I actually invested myself 10 shares. And yeah, yes, I did spend over $200 for this because movie theaters are down now and it's best to invest in them now before they start skyrocketing in the future. Big companies that are expensive that I did invest into as well. I'm going to mention Tesla. I invested into Tesla, yes. In the next couple of years, cars are going to start becoming electric now instead of instead of running on gas. This is going to be an environmental thing. I don't remember what news thing it said. I don't remember what state it was that they're going to only do electric cars. I don't remember what the rumor was. But yeah, pretty soon, more things are going to be eco-friendly because we are destroying the environment basically. But now we're going to be having cars that are electric, and Tesla is the car that people love and have. And I've seen in the streets around here, Tesla is a big company. Their share price is $679.54. But what I did is basically buy half the stock, a fractional stock, but I only paid for half of it. So I own, not half, well, I own half of one share, basically. And that's not bad. I like Tesla. I think that they're making a lot of money right now, and it's best for me to even, they're making so much money that I'm going to put in a fraction of a share because they're so expensive to buy, but I trust in them so much right now. And they're going to be booming later. And maybe in the future I can put more money and I can eventually own a full stock. Or even 5. Who knows? I invested into Microsoft. Yeah, did you guys hear that news about the guy that um, owns Microsoft. That's probably going to make sales go up and down. I don't know. Who knows? So yeah, if you guys want to get into investing, I suggest doing it in a way that makes you feel comfortable. If you want to go find a broker and have them help you with your investments, or if you want to invest by yourself, if you want to use Acorn or Robinhood, I heard that their customer service is better. But with Cash App, it's a little bit like, okay, who's in charge of Cash App? Who can I contact if anything happens? But I personally use Cash App because I'm a new investor. I'm just testing the waters right now, and I might switch over to another app if I decide to buy way more stocks. I only have maybe about more or less 20 or 30, or maybe 20 or less, or 15 stocks right now that I own. But if I plan to do more and more and more, I'm going to eventually probably switch. But for now, I don't really have a problem with Cash App right now. So far, things are going pretty well with me through Cash App. It's easy. I already have a Cash App account. And yeah, and it was pretty easy for me. And so let me give you guys a couple of recommendations to really go deep into investing. These people could really, well, this guy in particular that I have seen on YouTube can really go deep into investing and other things that you can buy. And if you guys search up on YouTube, Tommy Bryson, that is TommyBryson, Tommy Bryson. He is a good YouTuber to subscribe to. He talks about all things investing, health, wealth, whatever you guys are. Whoa. Start over again. One, two, three. Okay, guys, I found his name. His name is Tommy Bryson. TommyBryson. He is a YouTuber that talks about investing. He goes deep into talking about investing as well as talking about the different apps that are available for investing and his takes on these apps. He also suggests books as well to read if you guys are into that. He's a very good guy to really explain things, but it's not very like long or short. He's very detailed in what he's saying. He knows what he's talking about, and I suggest you guys check him out. He has 349,000 subscribers. That's really good. So yeah, you guys should totally check Tommy Bryson out. Another YouTuber that you guys should watch definitely. He has an investing video. I would suggest typing Troyce TV, TroyceTV, and then probably type in investing next to his name. The first video pops up. It says crab legs and wine mukbang. How did I make $15,000 in stocks and doing nothing? And he also has another video under there that's 8 months ago, but this most recent video as well. So those two top videos, if you type in the search bar, YouTube, Troyce TV investing, he talks about investing, his investing journey, what apps he uses for investing, and how investing can help you as an individual. And he basically talks about how capitalism makes us believe that we are supposed to be in this level where we should not be making money anyway, and that we should just be working for the rest of our lives. And yeah, the rich can do whatever they want, whatever. But he goes into detail on how we can beat capitalism in terms of investing into ourselves and into our future. So, you guys, please check out Troyce TV. I love his content. He's very smart. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to investing as well. He has suggestions of books as well as the app he uses. I believe he uses Robinhood and how that works with Robinhood. He also has a lot of other good videos that are very inspirational. And he also has a couple of documentaries out as well about society, things related to society and culture as well. So yeah, please check out Troyce TV. quickly refer to you guys some books that I want you guys to check out. The first book I'm going to talk about is the Motley Full Investment Guide. It's a really easy book to read. I'm not a big fan of reading long books, but this book is very informational. It doesn't give you too much detail in terms of boring details, like long list of details. It's very on your level type thing. It feels like I'm talking to someone who I can understand. It's very individual. It gives you different things that you can probably do when it comes to your own investment and how you can go about it. And they even offer you services from them as well. They have their own company. The authors are called David and Tom Gardner that have created an investing company themselves. And yeah, they know everything. They know a lot of things. So please check them out. They also have an investment guide for teens as well. The book is available in libraries. I've checked one out at the library. It was pretty easy. Very easy read. They're also available on Audible and Amazon.com, Google Play, popular places to buy books, to listen to books. Another book that is very good that I have heard that they were good was The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, also Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a more of like a memoir, and I heard it's very good as well. It's Robert T. Kiyosaki. And yeah, so that is about it. Okay, guys, that is the end of the episode. I'm going to end it off right here. I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to my episodes. I really appreciate the love and support for every single one of you. Quickly, I want to talk about, before I end off this episode, about my new official website. Yes, I created an official website for the podcast. And I'm going to give you guys the domain of the website if I could find it. Let me find it. So yes, my website is www.clind02.wixsite.com/website WEBSITE. That is cln022.wixsite.com/website. It is a website for the official Sociology podcast. When you guys open up the link, you will see the name of the podcast. You will see my homepage and then my about page, what I am about. I also have a page for the podcast. And then you guys can click on, you can see my logo picture up here. You can click on and get direct access to my Anchor website. I will also have a episode gallery of my last 5 episodes as well. And I have decided to build this website for another reason as well. I decided to add a feature that I don't think I've seen anyone do before, or probably have seen it, but this is something that it uniquely pertains to me and what I want to do with my future. So I decided to create a blog page dedicated to the Sociology of podcast. It is called The Scorpion. The Scorpion is the blogger that blogs about basically episodes about the Sociology of podcast, as well as other things related to sociology. My gosh, guys, I am just but anyway, yeah, so when you guys get on my page, you'll see The Scorpion. That is the blogging page, and blogs are going to be posted probably every other week. You'll just know you're going to see epic blog posts. You guys are able to comment as well. You guys can share this post as well. After almost every blog post pertaining to an episode, I'm going to add the video of the episode right under here for you guys to watch on my website here. So everything that you need is all in one place. Literally like literally all here. And with this blog, it's also being planned that I can be able to put more details, be more deep with you guys through blog posts as well. Go more into details, and I can even go into more details in an episode with what I typed in it as a blog. Like, I'm literally trying to do all kinds of things with this podcast. And right now, I had just created a big, epic website, the best website ever. Literally the best website ever. It is so cool. It's so me. I can't wait for you guys to check it out. Please check it out. Don't forget to also follow me on Spotify. We are available on Spotify. I'm available on Apple Podcasts. I'm available on Google Podcasts. Please like us on Facebook. Please follow us on TikTok at the Sociology of, and follow us or subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Sociology of Podcast. Please, you guys, this is just amazing. My website has literally everything on here, even the links, direct links to the popular podcast platforms, as well as popular platforms, social media platforms. So, you guys, this is literally a dope website. I am so proud of it, and I'm happy about it, and I can't wait to do more with this podcast. So, yeah. Let's end it off now before I end up going up to another tangent about something that doesn't make sense. So, this is the Sociology Podcast. I am signing off. I hope you guys have an amazing day, amazing week. And yeah, that is it for today. See y'all later. Bye.